Guys, welcome back. I have started a declutter series here on my channel. I just did my primers last week, and for today's video we are going to be decluttering my concealers and my foundations, which are very much excessive. I feel like I did pretty good on concealers. Foundations, it's a little iffy, but I did get rid of some, so that is good. But I don't know, it's so hard for me to declutter foundations. If you guys missed it in my last video, when I say I'm decluttering something, it doesn't mean I'm necessarily throwing it away. None of these products should be expired, so anything I can, I give to my friends and family. And if I have anything just a tiny bit used or new, then I donate to a Project Beauty Share, which is what I'm doing now, or I list on my Poshmark if it's something I purchased myself. So that is what I'm doing. I'll have my Poshmark link down below if you guys want to check it out. But anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the declutter. Alright guys, now we're going to do some concealer decluttering here. These are the ones that I have. I'm missing just a couple, which I don't know where the heck they are, but they're pretty much duplicates. Like, I'm pretty sure I have another Born This Way, and I'm pretty sure I have another Marc Jacobs, but we'll just go with what we got here. So let's go ahead and start. I have this L'Oreal. This is the Infallible Full Wear Concealer. I do want to hold on to this because I do want to try a few more drugstore concealers, and I really haven't used this a ton. It's newer in my collection, so I am going to hold on to this. You guys will have to let me know if you have any favorite drugstore concealers. I'm trying to find some really good ones. Next up is this one from Wander Beauty. This is called the Duelist Concealer because it has like this stick side and then a kind of brightening liquid concealer side as well. I've used this and I'm not a fan. I never really love stick concealers. The only one I really like is the Marc Jacobs one over here. So I'm going to declutter this one. Next I have this Jouer Concealer. This one is very full coverage. It's also a little bit more on the dry side. A lot of people love to use it as like eye primer. I've used this quite a bit, so like I'm probably almost done with it. I feel like I'm just gonna go ahead and hold on to it because I might as well use this up while I have it. It's almost done. I'm gonna also hold on to this e.l.f. Camo Concealer. I've been using this a bit lately and I do really like it. This one is a bit more drying as well, but sometimes I like to combine it with something a little bit more hydrating underneath the eyes, but I do think this is a great drugstore concealer. And then I have this Kylie one, which I don't think I like this. It's kind of a thinner formula. It feels really hydrating at first, but I don't think it really lasts underneath the eyes. Like, it just thins out too much, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter that. I also have this from Tarte. This is the Shape Tape Glow Wand. You're supposed to use it in conjunction with the Shape Tape for like a more glowy look. And you can make it more hydrating. It has this little sponge at the end. I don't really use that. This one is very new in my collection, so I do want to hold on to it to use it a few more times to really get a good opinion on it. I don't recommend it by itself for sure because it's definitely a thinner formula, but it does seem like it works really well with the Tarte Shape Tape, so I'm going to hold on to that. I have this YSL Full Coverage, just like the high cover concealer. I'm going to go ahead and declutter this one. I don't know, I feel like YSL just doesn't use the best ingredients in their product, so I'm going to declutter that one. I have this CoverGirl True Blend Undercover Concealer. I think I'm going to go ahead and declutter this one. It just didn't seem like the best for the under eyes. I like the e.l.f. one a bit more than this. I feel like the e.l.f. has more coverage, so I'm going to let that go. This is a really good drugstore concealer as well from Milani, the Conceal and Perfect. I will go ahead and keep this. I have this Benefit Boing Cakeless Concealer I will hold on to. It seems like it has really good coverage. The packaging is too cute as this little pencil. And I haven't used it like so much that I know my total thoughts on it. So I'm going to keep that. Also the Marc Jacobs Accomplice. This is a stick concealer. I use this for covering up blemishes. It is the most full coverage concealer. I don't recommend it underneath the eyes, but it's amazing for covering up any pimples. If you have any last minute ones pop up, it works really well for that. This Pat McGrath one I've been really enjoying. I got this during the last Sephora sale. I'm gonna hold on to it. as well as this Hourglass one. I've been loving it. I feel like it looks so airbrushed underneath the eyes. It is stunning. I'm gonna keep it. I have this Becca one. I hate this one. This is the Ultimate Coverage Long Wear. There's usually not many products that I like despise, but this is definitely one of them. It is so thick. I don't even like it for covering up blemishes. It doesn't like stick like as well as the Marc Jacobs does. So decluttering. I'm also going to declutter this Morphe concealer. This one seemed very, very drying. I just did not like how it looked underneath the eyes. So I'm going to go ahead and declutter. This Too Faced one is one of my favorites. It is such a big concealer, as you can see, compared to everything else. You get so much product with this, so it makes it actually very affordable for how long this lasts. I do enjoy this stuff. It's really great underneath the eyes. Definitely better than their original Born This Way. That one was way too light for me, like too thin, and it wasn't as full coverage. This one gives you amazing coverage, so keeping. This Laura Mercier one I've had for a long time. I'm gonna go ahead and declutter it. I just don't use it so much because I think I got the wrong shade, although this is like one of the lightest ones, but it's so peachy. I am gonna declutter it. The Flawless Fusion. And then I have these Jeffree Star ones. This is one of my favorite concealers. I have two different shades. I always get asked what ones I use. I have C11 and C3. I just randomly bought different colors and both of these work. We have Bare Minerals Bare Skin Complete Coverage Serum Concealer. I got this at TJ Maxx, but it's way too dark. I thought it would be okay, but it is just not going to work for me. I'm going to declutter this one. I'm going to keep this First Aid Beauty one, this avocado one. I like to mix this with some of my other concealers for a more hydrated look. This one's extremely hydrating. I don't love it by itself, but sometimes I even mix it in with other concealers for blemishes so it doesn't dry out the area so much. So I'm going to keep that one. And then I'm also going to keep my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. It's always a classic. I love to have it in my collection. And then this one from Hey Honey. It's the Trick and Treat Concealer. I am going to declutter this one. I felt like this transferred so bad, like my mascara transferred onto it because it wouldn't like set all the way. And it was weird because I like contacted them about it and they kind of like denied that it was their product. They like wanted honest answers and I gave them my honest thoughts on it, and I don't know, they just didn't want to accept what I thought about the product. That kind of turned me off in a way, so I'm decluttering this. Alright guys, so here's all my foundations, which is way too many right now. They are overtaking my drawer. I definitely need to go through these products. Let's get started. First is the YSL Touche Eclat. This is a kind of glowy foundation. The all-in-one glow is what it's called. This one, it literally expired so fast. I'm honestly shocked. It says it expires 10 of 2019. I literally had this for like a year. I got it in 2018 before it expired, which is crazy to me, but oh well, I'm not a big fan of this one anyway. It's way too glowy for my skin type. Now, the Fenty Beauty Hydrating, you would think I wouldn't really care for this, but I actually do like it when I do use a more mattifying primer. It does look really pretty on the skin, and I can't use it so much when it's like super hot out because of my oily skin, but I really do think it's a gorgeous foundation, so I am going to keep this one. Peach Perfect, you guys already know I have two shades here. My self-tan shade, which is Warm Beige, and then my regular shade, which is Snow. I am definitely keeping. This is literally like my holy grail foundation. I've loved this for so long. Great for oily skin. The Lancome Tint Idol. I do want to keep this one. I think it's really pretty, and it's a good long-wearing foundation, full coverage. Tarte Face Tape, I honestly really like this one as well. It does have a lot of fragrance in it, but it just works so well on my skin. It's full coverage, and I would say pretty good for oily skin, so I will keep that. I do have two of these Dior Air Flash foundations. I don't use this super often. I mostly use the tan shade if I am going to use it. It's very beautiful on the skin, honestly. It gives literally an airbrushed effect. I think I'm going to declutter my tan shade. I don't use this one so much, but I do want to hold on to this lighter shade, which is my normal skin tone. I do want to hold on to the lighter shade. I just love how this looks on the skin. Okay, then we have Urban Decay Stay Naked. This is a great one for oily skin as well. It's very long wearing. It does have denatured alcohol in the ingredients though, so if you guys try to avoid that, you might not like that it has that, but it seriously lasts all day on the skin. It's not a super full coverage though. It's definitely a more light to medium coverage. If I didn't mention, I'm keeping it. Also, this ColourPop Pretty Fresh. This is the hyaluronic acid tinted moisturizer. I really haven't used this a whole lot. I've maybe used it once, so I need to use it a bit more. I'm going to keep it, as well as the Ciate London Extraordinary Foundation. I still have not had a chance to use this at all, so I will keep that. Usually these don't get in here. I think I might have used this maybe once. It Cosmetics CC Plus Cream. I'm keeping this for sure. I love this stuff. It's great, especially in the summertime. It gives a great medium to full coverage, but also it has the SPF benefits, which I love. Maybelline Dream Radiant Liquid. I will also hold on to this. I've only used this a few times. I did a review on it and it held up so nice on my skin, so I do want to keep that. This Physicians Formula, I also want to keep this. I feel like I'm keeping everything. This one expires, let's see, I think it expires in November, but I want to hold on to it and use it up a bit more. I have this Becca Skin Love foundation. I did do a testing video on this and it was okay. I'm just not a huge fan of the formula. It's almost like a really dry foundation, which is weird, and it's kind of splotchy on my skin. So I'm going to declutter this one. This Yensa one is gorgeous. I will be keeping this one. It's really glowy on the skin, but somehow it still works for me. But this is a beautiful like BB cream. Love this stuff, so I will hold on to it. This NARS Radiant Longwear Foundation. I've been trying to make it work, but I just don't love it for me. It's nice, but it just gets way too oily on my skin after a few hours, so I will declutter this one. This foundation from Believe Beauty is really amazing for oily skin. I am going to hold on to this one, and it's only $5 at Dollar General. The CoverGirl Matte Made, I'm going to declutter. I don't know, I just never used this. I've had it in my collection for so long, and I never really gravitate towards it. Just not a favorite for me, so I will declutter. I will be keeping this Huda Beauty one. I really like the coverage on this one. It's very full coverage. It does have a very strong scent though, which kind of turns me off to it. But I can't get over how good it looks on the skin, so I'm going to keep it. So Shiseido Synchro Skin one, I do want to hold on to for a bit longer. I haven't really used this a ton, maybe a few times, but I really need a few more times to get a for sure opinion on this, so I'm going to keep that one. The Pure Love Your Selfie Foundation. A lot of people love this stuff. I've tried it a few times and it's beautiful the first few hours again, but it gets way too oily on me after I've worn it a couple hours, so I will be decluttering this one. The Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless. I'm going to keep this one. I really love how this one looks on the skin, and it does hold up pretty well. Amazing coverage, so I'm going to keep that. I have two Laura Mercier foundations, the Flawless Lumiere and also the Flawless Fusion. I don't know if I need both of them. I do like how this looks on the skin, but I can only wear it like a couple hours before it is looking really, really greasy. Oh, this is a hard one. I know I want to keep Flawless Fusion, so I'm going to put that in my keep pile. Very indecisive on this one, so for now I'm going to keep it. I also am going to keep Too Faced Born This Way. I do like this one. It is pretty hydrating, so I have to be careful with it, but it is beautiful on the skin, so I am going to keep it. I also do like this Kevyn Aucoin one. I got this at TJ Maxx, the Etherealist Skin Illuminating Foundation. I feel like it actually works pretty well for oily skin, so I'm going to keep this one. Sorry, I have cat hair on it. I just got this one. This is a Tom Ford foundation, the Traceless Perfecting Foundation. I actually really liked it. I've only tried it out a couple times now, but it seems to work really well. I got it on clearance. I'm going to keep that one. Also, Tarte Rainforest of the Sea. I just got this not too long ago, so I will keep that as well. It is a really beautiful foundation, very lightweight. This Hey Honey Trick and Treat, I am going to go ahead and declutter. I've tried this a few times, but it doesn't work so well with my skin, so I'm going to declutter that one. Oh goodness, this Bite Beauty one I've been testing for a few months now, and I'm so indecisive. I feel like maybe I should just declutter it because it's not something I'm obsessed with. It's like okay, but I feel like I can definitely do better. It's not super long wearing on my skin, so it's so new though, so I like to keep it. I don't know, you guys. I think I'm gonna hold on to it for now. It's like a maybe, like one that I need to try a couple more times and then make a decision. The Too Faced Do You, I think I'm definitely going to declutter. It's just an okay foundation for me. I'm not obsessed with the smell, so I'm gonna let that go. The CoverGirl, I have 2 of these. The Clean Fresh Skin Milk. I think I'm gonna hold on to both of these since I do like to have a medium shade. This one's pretty good. I've done a review on it. I think it's a nice, just like tinted foundation. Nothing like super full coverage or anything. I am going to declutter both of these from Juvia's Place, especially the Skin Foundation Stick. It's so oily on me. Oh goodness, it looks so pretty at first, but it just does not hold up. I'm going to declutter that. And this one I just didn't really care for either. This one is the I Am Magic. It's a more matte foundation, but I still just did not love how this looked on me. The Wonder Beauty Nude Illusion. I am going to hold on to this. I want to try it a couple more times. The Tarte Maracuja, I do like this one, the Tinted Hydrator. I feel like this is a nice tinted moisturizer for oily skin. I will keep, as well as the Purely's BB Cream. I do want to keep this one as well. Maybelline Dream Urban Cover, I'm still testing this out. I still want to do a video to see if it's a dupe for the cosmetics. I just haven't used this a lot, so I really need to use this more before I decide what I want to do with it. And then I have 4 more here. I have my Physicians Formula Natural Defense Foundation. I did not like this. This has like zero coverage. I will be decluttering that. The Catrice HD Liquid Coverage. This one's really good for oily skin. I will keep. Estee Lauder is one of my holy grails. I use this for photo shoots, so I have a more tan shade in this one. I will be keeping this, of course, and I also will be keeping my Pat McGrath. I really do like this foundation as well. Here's how the foundation drawer looks. So much better. Everything was like piled up on top of each other before, but now everything fits pretty nicely. I still have way more than I care to have, so I'll probably still kind of be testing a lot of these out and probably narrow it down even more because this is kind of a lot. But yeah, I have my powder foundations back there as well. I didn't declutter those because I don't have very many of them. But yes, this is the finished product. I feel like we got rid of a decent amount though, and that'll be it for this declutter video. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.